Hey guys, I'm going to be serious for a minute and talk about the economic situation that our country's in right now. Just seen Bubba put on his post that Pelosi has started impeachment hearings, which you never do in the beginning of an election. Now, as an Iowan, my election season started in January. Okay, last January. Literally, I don't even think it's insane here. Okay, and we got these people running around steak fry. Yeah, don't eat meat, but we're gonna cook steak. Okay. The economic situation that we're coming into is you got corporations that are buying back their own bonds or their own stocks and fluffing up how much their worth is. You have the Federal Reserve playing playing games with the banks of loaning them money and then the banks sending the money back to the Federal Reserve to let it sit and collect interest while not loaning to the people out abroad. So they're fluffing up their base. Where the stock market, it's the highest it's ever been, but you have to account for inflation. Quantitative easing has inflated the stock market so much that if it collapses, your 401ks, pensions, all that stuff is just screwed. Then you have the housing issue of the banks flopping money back and forth for the banks, for the housing. This whole situation is political in nature. When the president tweets, or even the last president says one thing and then the stock market drops 800 points, says another thing, raises 800 points. You know, when Obama was in office, they were on the right hand side. They were all saying these are false numbers of the unemployment rate. The unemployment rate is actually worse than what he's actually saying. And then once the right hand side gets into office, these unemployment rates are the greatest that there ever been. You've probably seen that video of this Iowa woman asking him about, or asking Beto about the guns. Or, I don't know, maybe it was Colorado. I don't know. I think she was Colorado. But then you have this other reporter asking Biden about how are you going to impress the people in these early voting states and these caucus states to pick you? And he's like, I don't have to. They'll do it themselves. That's the wrong answer. No, you're supposed to go out there and shake babies and kiss hands. So, are we going to go into an economic collapse if they push the president out? Are they, if they push him out and they win an election against Pence? Possibly, yeah. Most likely, yeah. Because, I'll tell you what, if Tulsi Gabbard, I know, Tulsi Gabbard got into there, I'd probably vote for her. Pretty sane. But she's not. She's going to get swept off to the side, just like the last election where you had the high hitters, Jeb, and, the Texas guy, and the other Texas guy, and the Ohio guy, and that guy, and that guy. They all got swept aside for Orange Man bad. And, hey, I stood back and said, hey, I'm not going to vote for the guy. I did. But I'm not going to vote for him unless if he's the only choice. Well, the Republican caucus spoke. He got the count. Sucks to be us. Gotta vote for it. Orange Man bad. But hey, all my friends were like, hey, construction's going to do great. He's going to push construction. He's going to push construction. Yeah. What was it? This company from China was supposed to build a facility over in Ohio or Indiana, and they're slowly backing away from the table. And now this town that has footed the bill for all these improvements, they're screwed. They're like, oh, we'll maybe get a shopping mall in place. Maybe we'll have one of those, economic development creative centers, where you go in there and say, hey, I'm going to make widgets. And you pull up with your little DuPont bin and start making widgets. Bracelets. Is that a win for that town? Nope. It's not going to put, jobs out there that are $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year. Not going to do it. It's going to suck money out of the economy, out of that town. Sad. But I listen to Glenn Beck. I've listened to him back at Fox, and a lot of things he says, kind of cool, and all right, yeah, I it's educational. The communist red book, how are we gonna take over the United States? I learned that years ago. The Marine Le Pen party, the learning about communism and all that. It was a good learning point, but he gets on this roll about every 8 months of saying, "Oh, the sky's gonna fall. Sell your house, buy an apartment. Don't buy an apartment, buy a house. Buy gold, buy silver." I'll tell you one thing, for damn sure: don't get into Bitcoin. If you understand how computers work and are threats, this is the serious side. Bitcoin is electric. Yeah, it goes in your little wallet on a little stick, and you can carry that around with you, and you can plug it into a computer and type in your little thing and send it to somebody else. Cool. But what happens when you have computers that can do 1,000 years of calculations in an hour? That Bitcoin's worthless because it's going to gobble all that shit up. All it takes is one retard to stand there and get a boop, 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 and your Bitcoins are gone. Cryptocurrency, yeah, you can take it apart and somebody else will put it back together and they'll have your codes and, it'll disappear. That and it's electric. What happens if the global warming crew gets their way And we are now riding horse and buggies. Because that little girl at the UN, pretty convincing to a whole bunch of white guys. Sad to say, Trump loses, Trump gets impeached, they walk in, you're going to have climate change chaos every day. Food for thought. Kevin Fugerfam out.